sources and speculation.
Yeah, national news, I don't know who you're supposed to.
There's only one.
Actually,
There's national, like federal and global news-wise. There's only one source I'll trust, and it's what it's called. It's owned by Ben Shapiro. It's the Daily Wire. That is the only one I trust because they don't put a political spin on it. They just report exactly what it is that's going on. And I followed Ben for years, and so when he started that publication, I was like, oh, I'll check into that. And it's about the only one I've seen where they're like, this is what happened. Not, this is what happened and this is our opinion on it. This is what we believe happened. It's just like, this is what happened.
This is what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because if I even try to watch any kind of nationally syndicated public news like CNN, it just makes me want to punch a wall. There's so much propaganda in it.
Well, we'll even watch Fox.
Oh, it's just as bad.
And it's the same kind of thing.
It's just as bad. Because, you essentially have the left wing and the alt-right running all of the media organizations, and they're all owned by Disney. So, none of it matters.
I just pretty much believe something if I see it, and then I question myself.
Hell, in 2020, I don't even believe what I see.
Hey, we start at 3.
It's 3.
If you need one.
Yeah, we're 20 seconds out of 3.
Let me know if you need one. I got these to control my COVID cough.
Well, hell, I'll steal one just because I love these little bastards.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Could we have roll call, please?
Mayor Segrist.
Present.
Vice Mayor Arden.
Present.
Commissioner Lindberger.
Here.
Commissioner Martinez.
Here.
Commissioner Warren.
Here.
We have a quorum, Your Honor.
Thank you. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ronnie, would you give our invocation, please?
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that you have given us, that we can gather in this public setting, and we ask that you will give this board guidance as we make decisions that affect this community. Be with each of us as we leave this place and do our duties. Be with the staff as they conduct their business through the day and guide them and protect them. And the same for our community, for everyone in our community. Be with them and help them. And we just ask that you will bless this community, and we ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Ronnie. Under 1, awards and proclamations presentations, we have none. We'll move on to the approval of the agenda. We need to amend the amended agenda. Let's see, we need to add a number 12, which is resolution number 2333, and number 13, asphalt rejuvenator application. And ordinances 4541, 4542, 4543 were removed yesterday. So we need to amend the amended agenda, please.
Make a motion that we amend the amended agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hart, second by Commissioner Warren, that we amend the amended agenda. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. The next item is minutes. Approve the minutes for June 23rd, 2020 regular meeting, and special meeting July 6th, 2020, and special meeting July 8th, 2020.
Separate. Make a motion that we approve the minutes for the June 23rd, 2020 regular meeting.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harden, second by Commissioner Warren to approve the June 23rd, 2020 regular meeting. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes for the special meeting that took place on July 6, 2020.
Motion by Commissioner Harden, second by Commissioner Lindberger, that we approve the special meeting July 6, 2020 meeting minutes. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Next one.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes for the special meeting that took place on July 8, 2020.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harden, second by Commissioner Martinez, that we approve the special meeting July 8th, 2020. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. The next is items from citizens. If anyone would like to visit with us about something, please limit it to 5 minutes and come to the podium and state your name and your address. The next is items from groups. Is there any group that wants to visit with us? Same rules apply. Moving on, we'll do the consent agenda.
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harden, Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Harden, to approve the consent agenda as printed. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. The next item is grant from Kansas Department of Health and Environment. With Karen in front of you.
Good afternoon, Karen.
Hi,
Good
Karen.
afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. Here today to see if you would like to approve a solid waste grant. It'll be for our recycling program. We're doing advertising in private containers for the recycling program. We applied for this during the lockdown, so the city manager is authorized signature on the documents that could be approved also. So request the acceptance of the grant and for permission to expend the funds as set out in the grant agreement and for signed documents.
Can I roll the authorized signer being the city manager into the same motion? Make a motion that we accept the grant from Kansas Department of Health and Environment and also approve the permission to expend the funds with City Manager Calvin Burke as the authorized signer. Commissioner Martinez. Oh, Commissioner Leonard Brogan. Sorry, my peripheral vision was off.
Motion by Commissioner Harden, second by Commissioner Lindberger, that we accept the grant from Kansas Department of Health and Environment and give permission to expend the funds set out in the grant agreement and have the city, give the city manager permission to sign. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you very much for your hard work, Karen.
The next item.
Should be number 8, I think,
The street, the 84 grader attachment with laser levelers for Bobcat Street Department.
Good afternoon, Chewy.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, my name is Jesus Cardenas. I am the Department Director. At this time, the staff would like to request the approval to purchase a Bobcat attachment grader for a skid loader. In the budget for 2020, we did a budget for $70,700 for to purchase a grasshopper mower that we were intended to use with attachments to weed eat and also take care of the weeds on the streets and as well as use it for snow removal. However, we believe that we can do better things with this attachment. So we can requesting if we can use that money to purchase the attachment for $10,956 with 48 cents. This one is what it is like a mini grader, and it will give us better access to alleys, and what we can use the most improvements that we can do with this one is put it on the bottom of the ditches. Our grader that we got, it is too big, and this one it will be small enough to maneuver and make better work with it. Excuse me?
To go down the alleys with.
We can go down the alleys with it, but most of it, well, I do believe it's gonna be more use on the ditches, drainage control.
And that would help keep
And
Chris Lindberger and his neighbor from fighting over whether.
Right.
It's laser.
Yeah, it would have been real helpful whenever we're doing that ditch. And also we can use it for other departments as well. But for ground preparation for either asphalt or concrete. We can use it. That machine is small enough to maneuver around it and get on small tight places. As well, it comes equipped with that price. It comes equipped with laser receivers, and what that does, it gives us the grades without us have to go and stake it and such. So.
Why was Foley so high? Was it not a Bobcat brand, or was it a different brand and stuff? Or?
Yeah.
It's yellow.
It's yellow?
It's a different color. No,
Yeah.
actually, it is basically the same. What it was so high, they were just barely coming out of the market with it. And I asked him why it was so high. I said, well, $10,000 more, I can buy a brand new skid loader. And he couldn't give me an answer why it was so high. I said, well, it does exactly the same as what the Bobcat does. He says, well, with that price, we can give you a blader box. But it doesn't articulate.
Bobcats is pretty new too, right? It sticks out in front of the machine about 10 feet, right? And then it
Yes.
hooks up to your hydraulics, and
Yes.
I think I saw one at a show this year. That's pretty nice.
I believe that they got, like, this will be like third or fourth year on the market with that.
Okay.
And that's why we got only a verbal quote from them, from Ken.
Okay. Yeah.
That all sounds terrific and very useful. I'll make a motion to purchase an 84-inch grader attachment with laser levelers in the amount of $10,956.48 from White Star Machinery.
Motion by Commissioner Hart, second by Commissioner Martinez to purchase an 84-inch grader attachment with laser levelers in the amount of $10,956.48 from White Star Machinery. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you very much, Jay.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry.
It don't matter. I raised my hand.
I saw Tony with a little finger down
This
there.
every day, isn't it?
Okay, you corrected that too. Thank you.
I think I thought about it before they did, so just put me down.
The next item is airport donation deed and bill of sale, Diamond Services Company.
You wanna run with this one, or you want me to?
You can.
Okay, basically, this was a rental property to the airport, in which Diamond Services put this modular office building on there. They have since vacated and no longer in business, and they have offered to donate the building to the city, which enhances the value of that property as a rental. But that we accept the donation, and I believe Lynn has done all the legwork on the paperwork, and we're good to go.
I reviewed it and said the paperwork was, we made some modifications to it. And said it's fine so long as what Diamond Services is attesting to is accurate. We should be fine taking that building from them, so.
Fantastic. Make a motion to accept the donation deed and bill of sale for the office building from Diamond Services Company effective June 1st, 2020, and authorize Mayor Connie Segrist and City Clerk Alicia Hidalgo to execute the document.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hart, second by Commissioner Warren to accept the donation deed and bill of sale for the office building from Diamond Services Company effective June 1st, 2020, and authorize the Mayor, Connie Segrist, and City Clerk Alicia Hidalgo to execute the document. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. The next item is library board appointment.
I'll make a motion that we approve the recommendation of the library board to appoint John D. West to fill a term from July 2020 to July 2024.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hart, that we accept the suggestion from the library board to appoint John West to serve on the library board to begin July 20th and end July of 2024. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Next item is the real estate contract.
As most of you can remember, before we did enter into a contract with Liberal New Iron and Metal for a bigger portion of the property. I think it was 2.02 acres, if memory serves. That was the acreage which the FAA had some strings attached to. This contract is for a small portion that is to the east that was not subject to those strings with the FAA. The reason it took us a little while to get this together is because we had to have Thad give me a new legal description for it. On the other property as well, we did get the release from the FAA that's been filed. So once this is done, we should be able to close on all that property and get it over to them. And then they can continue using it as an iron and metal facility and maybe transfer it to someone who's looking at buying it. So we would ask that you all approve this. There'll be a deed that follows it up with closing as well, but this allows that execution to occur.
So this is separate from the first one we did. Separate.
It's a separate one. This is just a small sliver to the east of it. This is 0.27 acres.
That would be basically the portion, you know, where the old feed mill portion sets.
Yeah.
Right? That part was actually added on later and apparently on a different tract of land. And nobody here is old enough to remember when that was there, built, so.
So we need to approve the real estate contract between the City of Liberal and the Liberal New Iron and Metal.
That's correct.
To approve by Commissioner Hardin, second by Commissioner Martinez, to approve the real estate contract between the City of Liberal and Liberal New Iron and Metal LLC. Any discussion? All in favor? 5-0.
They have signed. I didn't have it before, so I received that just the other day.
Oh, office is up.
Good afternoon, Chris.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I apologize for the late last minute of this resolution. This resolution has to do with CARES Act. As you heard, at the national level, they've been distributing, monies out to different organizations, entities, whatnot. Essentially, the state has a SPARK task force, which is the Strengthening People and Revitalizing Kansas task force that has in effect created a plan to distribute funding out to counties. Seward County has recently $6.4 million of CARES Act funding to distribute within Seward County to multiple entities. I'm still kind of learning what all the program's about, but definitely municipalities are eligible for funding, as are school districts and probably the college and whatnot. So with that, being that they're federal dollars, there are a lot of requirements. Not that you have to comply with federal requirements and so on. And the resolution dollars. They're under a deadline to, I guess, ultimately expend all of their dollars by to the end of this year, December. It's contained December 30th. All of those funds have to be expended. If not, they get returned to the back into the program. With this, we've been working. Ever since the pandemic occurred, we've been tracking our expenses on all of our invoices, COVID expenses, whether they're buying protective masks, and so we have those compiled. reimbursement subject to available funding and whatnot. And this, in a nutshell, outlines the processes of how this will work and, you know, what we have to comply with, and, you know, anything that we do is available to public inspection, you know, and so on. So, with this, staff would request commission consideration to adopt resolution number 2333 for CARES Act funding. And, you know, once we do that, then we're working with the county, and they've hired some consultants for their process. We'll work to try to recover any additional expenses that we have in relation to the, I guess, pandemic. So I'd be happy to answer any questions.
So when will that be distributed, after December 30th?
No, through the process, they have some timelines and benchmarks. I think the county's identified a first round of funding and a second round of funding, and I think under their plan, they have sometime in August that they're gonna, I guess, move to the next phase of the plan and whatnot. But I mean, essentially, as we have it, we'll be eligible, and then when the dollars will actually be available, you know, should they be approved by the county and submitted to the SPAR task force, should they approve them, then we should, you know, that is probably when we'll see funding. But that, you know, will probably happen sometime this year, but I don't have
It's gonna be spread out over
the answer on it, yes. But in a nutshell, all of the funds have to either be expended or returned. December 30th is the county deadline.
Watched a little bit of that, but I didn't.
Well, and you know, and unfortunately through this process, I think, you know, nobody's ever been through a pandemic of this proportion before. We're developing, you know, things are being developed as we speak. The official reimbursement forms, we just received those today. So, you know, and then the resolution, I think, just became available this week as well. So, I mean, it's
real quick.
It's moving fast, but it's being developed as we go. So,
Make a motion that we adopt resolution number 2333.
Second that.
Motion by Commissioner Hart, second by Commissioner Martinez, that we adopt resolution number 2333. Any discussion? All in favor?
Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. The next item is asphalt rejuvenation application.
This would be the Pro Seal, like we did on Kansas Avenue, which rejuvenates and seals it, but we don't cover the paint up. And it works really good on asphalt. It's newer. Their goal is to be able to do that within the first 3 years of new asphalt. So what we're looking at is, we did part of it, we're looking at doing Kansas Avenue from 15th to Tucker, which was new, and then do 15th from Kansas to Western, and then do Western from 15th to Tucker. Actually, that Western was on the scale for last year, but when we got there, for some reason, the aggregate and the asphalt going north of 15th was different than the south portion. So they tried 2 or 3 different mixes, and then they actually come back and they core down and see, hey, this is where the permeability is, this is where the flexibility is. So, and it seemed to work pretty good. I mean, everybody didn't understand Kansas Avenue at first, but I think everybody was, by the time it was all said and done, everybody was happy. And the thing is, it saves us a lot of money on restriping streets over conventional street sealing. Chris and I figured it out. If we don't pay commissioners for the next 10 years, we got this covered. No.
More like next 100 years.
Yeah. Actually, this would come out of the 1 cent sales tax in the streets and drainage, and which we use that budget for street maintenance anyway.
Fantastic.
We request
I'll make,
approval of that.
I'll make a motion to approve the asphalt rejuvenator application project through Pro Seal Incorporated in the amount of $90,310.32 to come out of streets drainage and capital improvement from 1 cent sales tax.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hart, second by Commissioner Warren, to approve the asphalt rejuvenation application from Pro Seal Incorporated in the amount of $90,310.32 to come out of the streets and drainage of the 1 cent sales tax. Any discussion? All in favor? Are you against?
Yep.
Are you-
Yep.
Okay. 4-1.
So I guess we're not gonna, I guess he's doing the checks, Chris.
I think we got everything, didn't we? The next item is city staff.
Anybody got anything you want to bring up? You're up, Kelly.
Good afternoon, Chief Kelly.
Just take this opportunity to staff comments. I've been out front for quite some time. Got 2 polls been out a few times, just giving up everything that we've been doing at the fire department. And of course, the 4th of July holidays. I know you guys have received a call or 2, maybe more than that, but I know we did. Starting back in March, of course, I went to with the city liaison and the EOC for the COVID response. And as Mr. Ford just told you, we've effectively transitioned that from the emergency response phase. We're now really into the recovery phase of all that. We had the trials and tribulations of the different phases that the governor put out and the phase out and trying to respond. I know Commissioner Lindenberg was pretty well involved with that as well. Basically, from the emergency response portion of it, we're down to about literally 1 phone call a week on Thursday afternoons. There are still some, that's at the local group, the local EOC group. We're doing a phone call every Thursday afternoon just to kind of update where we're going with it. There's still, we can go to a Zoom meeting and monitor the Kansas Department of Emergency Management. We can monitor what they've got going on, but even they've transferred the state emergency operations center from the COVID response to a multi-hazard response. Because now they're dealing with severe weather issues across the state, flooding in southeast Kansas and things like that. So I won't say the COVID response has taken a backseat, but it's been lumped in, and they're working on some pretty pressing issues right now. So we had a meeting last week about the spark of the CARES Act funding, and I mentioned that meeting. I feel like from the emergency response standpoint, I've carried the ball about as far as I can. Now it's time to get other department heads, such as the finance director, human resources, and economic development involved to make sure that we get, as a city, we get made whole with this funding that's available. And then I understand there's going to be hopefully more rounds of this, and some of those will be economic development to help local businesses recover and individuals recover. And I've never seen federal money flow this fast. Where it's going to all come from, I don't know, if it's all still going to be there. And there's some super compressed timelines that we're dealing with here. And then here locally on this level, Stewart County is going to hire a consultant to help them. And there's going to be multiple agencies involved with this. Everyone in our county, when you think about it, it's not just City of Livermore, Stewart County. We're talking USD 480, USD 483, Southwest Medical Center. All of those are going to be involved in this, and all are going to have their own requests, their own priorities, and things that they'll need to see. So that's taken up just a ton of my time since March. There were times back in March and April that I didn't know how much longer we could go on, so I want to take a moment to make you aware of how much Chief Bolton, Fire Marshal Cody Revere, how much they carried the load of the day-to-day operations of the fire department while I was doing that. I appreciate what they did all through that. Then this summer has been a little bit difficult for us. We've had some hot, dry conditions, and of course, 4th of July, we had the ordinance in place and the fireworks were going along, and then Mother Nature pulled a little switcheroo on us literally a weekend before 4th of July. And the forecast, Fire Marshal Gear and I sat down and we looked at the forecast for the 4th of July, and at that point on Thursday the 27th, I think it was, we felt pretty confident what was going on, the forecast looked favorable for us, 90s with 40% humidity. Well, then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday that week, we had this 3-day stretch of plus 130 mile an hour wind that just it dries things out. And you know, just from fire safety standpoint, I'm not so much worried about the vegetation and things outside. But when you take something like that, humidity gets way down and the temperatures stay up high like that, it pulls the humidity out of everything, not just vegetation and crops, but shingles on roofs, siding, wood siding on houses. Air conditioners are running all the time. It puts stress on electrical systems. So that's when we as a fire department in summer, we see our highest incidence of fire. So that's when, after meeting with the city manager on that Monday, we decided to go ahead and invoke the emergency provision to ban the popping of fireworks. So that kind of, personally to me, and this is my opinion, it demonstrated a flaw in our ordinance that we were able to stop the discharge of firing of fireworks, but we still allow the sale of them. So when you bring 3 or 4 semi-loads of fireworks in your community and sell them and then tell people they can't pop them, that kind of counterproductive in my opinion to do that. So I'll be coming back to you in the future with some things I'd like to see. I'd like to see us work on that ordinance pretty soon. And now, while the iron's hot, so to speak, rather than wait until next year to do that. So some things along with that. And then to that end, we had a couple of very significant house fires here in Liberal on, I believe it was July 1st and 2nd. The week prior to that. And to that end, you know, one of them was the heat put a lot of stress on the electric system in the home, and they did an addition and did some wiring and skipped a few steps in the wiring, and it led to a fire in the attic. And it was at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, we responded 14, 17 guys back and put them in bunker gear and stick them in a 150-degree attic with an active fire in it for 30 or 40 minutes. You just wipe your guys out really fast. So while that wasn't from the outside looking at the house, it wasn't a big fire, a significant fire to the naked eye. It was significant to us, and proud of our guys. We went above and beyond. The building department stepped up. We were able to help that man. He had freezers full of meat in there. The building department did some extra work above and beyond and after hours to help him get an electrician over there, isolate the problem, get electricity back to his residence so he didn't lose that meat, things like that. So those little things that you can do that are customer service oriented that makes me proud to be a part of the fire department we are. And then literally the next day, we had a very significant house fire just down the street from my house on Spruce Street that got a garage. We were lucky not to have 2 fatalities there. There were people asleep in a small room above that garage that we didn't even know existed. And they were lucky to escape with their lives from that. And there was, we cataloged 3 injuries from that fire. So back to back in the heat of the summer, we had those fires. It was pretty tough. So, but back to the fireworks thing, I got the ranger complaints. I got the complaints. So man, they pop until 3 in the morning, and I got to be to work the next day. I get up at 6, so I'm tired. I was worn out after a week of listening to that all week. Of course, I got the scared animal complaints, and we had a handful of what I would consider basically nuisance fires, dumpster fires, which the dumpster fires, actually my perspective on that has impressed me a little bit that people were at least cleaning their fireworks up and putting them in a dumpster. I wish they may have let them burn out a little bit before they did that, but I think we cataloged 2 dumpster fires and some grass fires, and the county did the same thing. So we had more fires, I would say a half dozen more fires attributed to fireworks this year than we've had in the past 3 years. But again, we're fortunate. I think I have some ideas as far as with the ordinance that I can bring back to you as far as what to sell, the days we can sell, the days we can pop, and then I'd like to sit down and visit with Chief Cutshaw about some enforcement things that we can do. At this point, I don't believe the solution, and I can't believe I'm saying this, is to ban fireworks, but let's try an ordinance that really is workable and doable, and then let's enforce the ordinance, the penalties of the ordinance on the folks that choose to play out of bounds. And maybe that way we can make it a good thing for everybody, the folks that don't want to, the folks that do. So just some thoughts and ideas and a little update. I haven't been up here quite some time. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
I just want to know if somebody recorded Kelly saying that.
Well, I hope not.
Hey, I want you to know I really appreciate that because I've been telling everybody it was all you that banned them. No. No, we
No,
did
I'll-
We
consult.
understand that there needs to be
It
some
was
work
a
on
tough
that.
Yeah,
decision.
I'll be very excited to see the revisions that you have in mind for that ordinance. So whenever you get a chance to bring them up to a meeting, whatever it is, just swing them up here.
Giselle had a chance this week to work on
No problem at
Yeah,
all.
if we're gonna keep this, we need to make some adjustments. It ain't Mardi Gras that we celebrate all week.
it. That's exactly how I say it, I don't mind
Fourth
when
of
they
July,
start selling like on June 30th or something like that. I want to give those vendors a chance to recoup their money and the profit they're expecting to do. We want to be good stewards of people trying to do business in Little, but at the same time, there are a portion of our population that aren't fans of fireworks and they do. If somebody was having a loud pool party next to you with music booming until 3 in the morning, we'd certainly go shut that down, but it's hard to stop someone from firing the motors off until 3 in the morning. That's almost worse than the loud constant music, but by the time he does back off, here they go and light it again.
Yeah, there were just some people that's plain violating the law on the birthday.
I know there's no perfect solution, but I hope we can just keep working on it and getting it dialed in. That's my only hope.
Absolutely.
We'll be glad to look at it.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you very much, Chief.
Anybody else? City manager.
Well, I want to thank the staff, especially you guys that's been outside. Fires, like Kelly says, it's hot. These guys out there have been mowing grass, working outside, trash, streets, everybody. Guess what? It's been triple digits, and they've hung in there. And as far as I know, we've done a great job of keeping everybody hydrated. If they didn't, they hid it from me. So, I mean, that's a key thing is when it's that hot, is you got to keep fluids in these people. And you guys have done a great job doing that. And I just, like I say, I can't thank my staff enough, because that's the only reason I don't get fired, is because I got a great staff. And I wanted to bring up, this weekend, we've got a baseball tournament. This will make this, with COVID, we only got 2 in this year. We tried to do softball, and it didn't come together. Nobody wanted to come. I think our first tournament, Ronnie and I were gone, but didn't they have 11 teams that first weekend?
I think so, yeah.
We were up over 30 teams for this one, where you got age groups from 18 to 9, but we are down to 25 teams. But the good thing is only 6 of them are from Liberal. 19 are from out of town. I'm not sure who Dirtbags is. I'm pretty sure Amarillo's from Amarillo, and we got some of our Colorado teams. Some of these names, Bombers, I don't know where some of these teams are, but hey, there's 19 teams coming from out of town, and they start playing on the Cal Ripken field at 8 o'clock Saturday morning, and we'll be playing all weekend. So it'll be a good time to get out there and see some good baseball and support the community. Encourage the people that are visiting here where to go shop, where to eat. And hopefully we'll pull it off. We're gonna have a raffle for ribeye roll and maybe some ground beef. I'm still waiting for Matt to put that together. But so we'll be selling tickets out there, just trying to promote Everett Liberal the best we can. Of course, I'll be handing out all my cards to promote people to go to the Air Museum or the water park. And the other thing is Kids Inc. is looking at it, is that possibly the city take over the management of Griff Golf. And I've talked to Matt about it, because it's almost an airport deal. Griff Golf is in our park, but the materials and stuff to build the golf course was donated to Kids Inc. So we will get Mr. Kane involved on the agreement probably. And what Matt and I talked about is there's no profit. That's why we can't get it. We basically, Kids Inc. would have like non-profits, Cheers, Cub Scouts, whatever, run it. Well, they're out there and they can panhandle on the street for an hour and make more money than they were making there. But I think it's a good thing for the community. So what we're looking at is we would move the putters and balls over to the batting cage, and then we'd have to discuss, is this going to be a quality of life issue? Hey, pay a $5 deposit and get a putter. I'm and go over, when you get back, bring the putter back, or do we charge half? It's $1 to play around. It's something we'll have to discuss, and I haven't seen it from Kids Inc., but I want everybody to be aware that right now, from what I understand, Griff Golf is not open. Which they've redone the greens, they've redone, Kent has rebuilt some of the bridges. There's been some money put into maintenance. I would like to at least see it as an opportunity for our community to use putt-putt.
Absolutely.
And I think that's about all I got, unless somebody's got any questions.
I don't have anything.
Well, I had family here and they made use of the swimming pool. And I want to compliment everybody involved with the swimming pool because they said there were plenty of lifeguards and those lifeguards were very attentive to everything that was going on in the pool. And when people gathered up their stuff and left, another group came and cleaned things up, and they felt very safe being there. And compliments to the park department and for keeping our parks looking good. I mean, compared to the yards around town, our parks look wonderful. They truly do. And I'm glad we got a shot in the arm with the rain last night. But thank you all and all the staff for everything you've done all throughout this and throughout this hot summer. I really appreciate it.
I do have one thing.
Okay.
You reminded me. On the 25th, Adventure Bay will need to be closed. That's liberal graduation. And so we got a bunch of kids. We have so many kids asking off for graduation, and now I'm gonna lie to you, it's either Turpin or Tyrone, their prom is that night. So we just will not have the staff to even open. So that 25th, I think, is a Saturday, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So it will be, Adventure Bay will be closed the 25th. Matt's getting the information out there. There'll be a public announcement, so. But at least this way we got that word out there then that's the reason. We gotta have staff to open it. Graduation and proms are important to these young people.
Oh, yeah, because they didn't know if they were gonna have either. So that's good.
I just want to thank city staff, and more specifically, I want to thank our group of directors. I always enjoy being involved in our directors' meetings and being able to sit down with the upper administrative staff of the city, and I really do believe that it's your guys' tenure and experience that's handed down to everybody in your department is why we've been able to function so well throughout all of this, and so I greatly appreciate all the leadership that you provide to your departments and all of the information that you provide to us as commissioners. On top of that, I would also like to throw a very special thank you to all the hard work that City Attorney Lynn Kane and our City Clerk Alicia Hidalgo do, because these meetings would absolutely be impossible without the two of you helping us with everything that you do. And so thank you guys very much for your time and dedicated energy and effort. That is all I have.
I guess I'd like to go ahead and say thanks to the staff. It's been an interesting year with everything going on with COVID and fireworks, having to work with that and make changes and different things. And some of the staff has been affected more than others, and I know it's a challenge, and I kind of feel like everybody kind of did what they had to when they had to do it. So I'd like to applaud for that. I think Cal said something about the heat or whatever, but I don't know how many of them are in here that work. I work in the heat all day. I think sometimes it's worse for me to come into the air conditioning than it is to stay outside, but and I hate to think that I got that way, but anyway, it is pretty tough out there sometimes, and I think everybody's done a pretty good job. I just want to thank staff for what they've done, and yeah, keep those people safe, especially when you get the air conditioned people outside where it's hot. They might not handle it as well. So that's all I have.
I'd like to also thank the city staff, guys out in the cemetery. They stay busy and look good. What they have to work with in the dry weather. Got a compliment walking the other morning in the park by my house there, McCray. A couple of ladies passed us and said, "Tell that it looks real good." So, and we appreciate it. Fire department, police for what they're doing during this dry weather and responding to calls too. But basically, everybody's doing good jobs. In the department is whenever got a question about something, they handle it, take care of it, so appreciate it, guys. That's all I got.
I'd like to thank the staff, and I'd also like to thank all the guys for like the fire department. When you drive by the fire department, grass is always nice and clean, it's green, it's cut, parks are always looking good, our buildings look good. I mean, I went to some other towns and like you drive by their city hall and you kind of wonder if they pay the bills or not. So I guess we're doing a good job here. So, and I'd really like to hopefully we can start having our meetings on Tuesday night. Somebody over there. Wouldn't say any names, but that guy over there. That's all I got. That's you.
I'll try to look it off.
Okay, we'll move on to the vouchers.
Make a motion that we approve the vouchers in the amount of $821,811.11.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hart, second by Commissioner Lindenberger, to pay the vouchers in the amount of $821,811.11. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. The meeting is now adjourned. Thank you for coming, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
I don't know. Actually,